connecting. It's connecting. All right, we should be streaming. Let's see.
A link.
Let me do that really quick.
So I could read chat.
Okay. Let me just open up.
Whoa.
Well, are we on stream? Is everything?
That is crazy piece of Doom art.
That's cool. Sorry for anyone who's somehow joining right now. We are currently figuring out everything. Why can't I find out? Where's the hell's the link? There we go. Playlists.
I mean, I just copy the URL from the video on your channel.
And then I'll just send this to you 1 second. There we go. Some cool art. Oh, you meant like Doctor Doom, not. I thought you meant like the game.
Oh no.
All right. Is it on? Let me see. I'll put like a link in chat. I put the link. Does it say the stream's on? Does it say the stream's like online or like?
To the last. Let me actually open it. I mean, if you can send me the link, it probably.
Okay,
is.
yeah, it's on. Yeah. Let me just.
It is on.
Link in chat. I put the link. You're a little quiet. Let me turn you up. Does it say the stream's on? Does it say the stream's like online or like? Alright, I turned you up a little.
Let me actually open it. I mean, if you can send me the link, it probably.
Okay, yeah, it's on. It's on, yeah. Okay, yeah. Alright, still just figuring things out here. Alright, let me just put the link in anywhere else I can. Jesus. Alright, I turned you up a little.
La 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 la.
Okay.
La 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 la.
I'm gonna start playing the music when we actually like really begin.
Let me
just ping people. Okay, cool. Alright, 2 concurrent viewers. We are fucking winning right now, boys. We are
more than another guy.
Let's go.
Let me
just ping. Alright, I think everything's lining up well. There we go. I can hear everything you're typing.
That's awesome. Let me turn on noise suppression so I get cut out every other sentence.
Okay, cool.
Alright. Guardian Brian has left the Discord server. Fuck that guy.
Wow, okay. We're starting
He left before I could fucking ping, bro.
Wait, just don't talk for a second.
Okay.
Typing.
That's awesome.
Okay, perfect. It's the audio is lining up well. I've put the link online. I sent you the link. Did you tweet it on your thing?
I did.
Great. There's the link.
There's been 0 views, 0 likes. So
okay,
yeah, take that as you will.
There's a like now. All right. Let me start playing the music in. Actually, I'm playing it in one more place, and then we can start. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Actually, no, not 3, 2, 1. Let me do this one more thing. I gotta pull up. Shit.
Wait, why the fuck is this? Why is fucking 358 over 2 days this person's favorite Kingdom Hearts game? That's not a video game.
It's a good game. Are we gonna fucking talk about this instead of anime?
I like the story in it, but like
the story's like incredible.
I don't like the gameplay.
All right. Let me. Where the hell did I put this? Live stream.
I also would like to point out, I've only ever played the remix versions, which was like mostly a movie.
Dan, I don't think you're.
So I don't know if think the initial game was like that, but that game's shit.
You're not legally allowed to have opinions about Kingdom Hearts. You never beat 2.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna start the music in 3, 2, 1.
I don't think you need to count down to the music.
I don't know.
Start.
I just want to just chiming.
Chat, is that Sandan? What's up, mean?
What's up, guys? Today, this is the first episode of the StoryBored Podcast, and hopefully of many to come. Here, I'm Flub. I do voice acting. I draw. I also animate, and I am trying to make more YouTube videos going forward, and starting with this. And over here we have introduce yourself, Dan.
Hi, I'm Dan.
What do you do, Dan?
I draw, make a comic.
It's
Oh,
it's called Valhalla.
who the fuck is that, bro?
Who the fuck
Sorry.
is who? What do you mean? What?
There's a Bleach screenshot I just saw, and it's like, who the fuck is that
Twitter.
character
We're
in the
fucking
background?
streaming. Oh my god. Yeah. All right. Well. Yeah. So today, Dan, I just want to ask you. Let's just say you're really, really hungry, my friend. What is the first thing you do? Like when you go downstairs, what do you eat? What do you do? What do you get?
Okay, like if there's food in the house that I can easily grab, I'll just grab whatever that is. So right now we have like fig bars, so usually I'll just grab a fig bar and then go back upstairs. If there's no food in the house, you know, like nothing that I can just grab and go, I'll just grab a slice of bread and eat it.
That's some real shit. That's some real shit. I have recently developed a Diet Coke addiction because my dad has way too much of it in our house. And well, not like an addiction. It's just that like I need caffeine. Not kind of need. It's a problem. It's really is a problem. But you know, that's just how that goes sometimes. But you know what? We're not here to talk about food. We're not here to talk about Diet Coke. We're here to talk about a really, really bad manga, a really weird manga, and a really goddamn good manga. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about JJK's ending. We're talking about the new Chainsaw Man chapter and the new chapter of Kagurabachi. And Dan has actually not fucking read the new chapter, so we're currently dealing with that. So do you just want to go into that, or do you have anything else you want to add before we begin?
There's so much text. I'm on the TCB website right now,
right?
I want to read both. I want to read both Viz and this.
There actually is like a lot in the chapter. It's just I just don't really find it to be.
How long is it? Is it a long fucking chapter?
It's 24 pages. It's like 22 pages.
So is that Niku? Is that how you pronounce that name? What's that meant?
Let me see this. Actually, well, maybe just give some time for people to come through before we actually really.
Yeah, let people hop in type shit.
I guess we're just having a different conversation. I guess. Hey, Niku is one of my mutuals. What's up, Niku? How you doing? Yeah, man. So I'm not gonna go into the chapter until we've read it because I don't want to spoil anything. But it's better than MHA's last chapter. I can say that. So that's nice.
Nice. I mean, like if it's more conclusive than that one, it's automatically better. I feel. Yeah. So that one's like, I feel there's so many questions that leaves me with, and it barely answers any of the things I would have liked it to answer.
True.
People can like it. It's fun.
Yeah, it is. Oh, Foreign Bread's here. Hey Dan, I was wondering if you had any tips on making a webtoon, as I've started making one recently, and your Valhalla character designs are sick.
Oh, any tips? I'm probably the wrong person to ask because I have never actually published a comic.
Well, you're
and
working
so
on
I'm
it.
Also in. I'm actively in the process of doing that, but
Yeah. You're gonna find out. You're gonna find out.
I guess like there's so much stuff that I've learned within the past like year of trying to make one or like attempting to.
Yeah.
Year and a half that like it's kind of difficult to pin like the top 3 ones. One of the ones I learned recently, shouts out to Honesty, especially on Webtoon, is is like flow is incredibly important, and you have to keep a closer eye on that than you think. It's not like manga where you can do a lot of left to right stuff. Everything has to flow downwards. It's a very weird thing when you haven't really read a whole lot of Webtoon, which, as someone who's posted on that platform, I probably should do more of, but like,
yeah,
it's not my preferred medium. It's just the most likely one for me to get a job in the industry with the least amount of like hurdles.
Yeah.
And so that's the platform I chose.
I also just
But if you have more specific
Flood
doesn't read them.
Genuinely, I don't. I've been meaning to read Shogun for like a hot minute now, and Honesty he's not mad at me for not doing it. He just hasn't said anything.
I don't think he particularly cares.
I don't think he gives a shit. Yeah.
But yeah, no. I guess if you have more specific questions like paneling and other stuff, I can help you out a bit more with that. But I'm also still learning, so. Yeah. I can let you know. What do you mean flow? Like the moment to moment like panel stuff. So like how like when you're reading a fight scene in like a manga or a web comic or whatever. If flow is like when you get in the state where you're kind of just like going from each panel to each panel so easily, you're not thinking about, oh, this is a new panel, blah blah blah. It's kind of hard to describe. It feels like animated, kinda. That's flow. And if you get good at that, That's one of the big things you should be good at as a comic creator, especially one that like, is wanting to make comics. It's something you should be good at, especially fight scenes and whatever.
I'd also really recommend, like, this is entirely unrelated to flow, but I just think this helps. I think learning how to draw a character starting from the left nipple really helps. I started doing that recently.
Okay.
And it just allowed for much better like range of motion with my characters.
W.
Yeah, Dan knows this. Dan's helped me a lot with drawing recently. Yeah. Also, for those who are wondering, I do have slow mode on. I truly do not know how to turn it off, so the messages are probably gonna take like you can
send a message every 1 minute.
Yeah, I'm realizing
that's insane.
I don't know how to turn that off.
How do you...
Does it?
That's fucked, bro.
I will look that up
go
right
into,
now. How to turn off? Fuck, this is so scuffed.
Guys, as much as this is episode 1, this is also a test stream.
In a lot of ways, yes. We're probably.
I'd like you guys to bear with us a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, for on YouTube. No, this is a test stream as well because we have not really gone through a lot of this yet. I mean, that's part of why our background is like this. That's my YouTube channel.
This is Flub's first time streaming. Oh, right, paneling. Thanks, also.
Yeah, just talk to them for right now. I'm freaking this
out of pace, story, and art style. Which do you think is more important? Story, always. If your story's bad, everything else is way worse because of that. But if your story is great, it has the ability to increase your everything about your story. Like, I think about One in this sense, where like One Punch Man in Mob Psycho art style is shit. He is a bad artist, or
yes.
I think he's secretly way better than he leads on. But they're not good. You wouldn't think of those as good art styles, but to become way more bearable to consume if your story, because his stories are so good and are better than what you would expect of people who have that level of skill. So I would always say, when you're making a story, and you're wanting to tell a story,
all right,
you should focus on the story more.
I just turned off slow mode, by the way.
Sweet.
So yeah, people can talk now.
Sweet.
Yo, Potato,
hello.
What's up, man? How you doing? That's my goat right there, man. That's my goat.
Yeah, no, that's what I see as the most important. Always.
Yeah.
Everything else secondary, but also almost equally as important. Like, you're obviously going to get a way better story if all of those things are good. But story should be your main focus because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to tell a story.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I don't really know if anyone's gonna ask me any questions. I mean, you have like 6K followers. I got like 500.
No problem.
Yeah. But the only goats here are the ones speaking. Oh, thanks, Potato. I mean, you're also speaking technically because you're typing. But yeah.
Dude, okay, I'll be reading this chapter in the background, maybe.
No. That's fine, honestly. If let's just you just.
If you want to, if I can screen share.
Tell me when you were done doing it. Actually, if you want to screen share it, yeah, sure, I guess.
I can screen share and you can put it on the stream.
I guess. Fuck. Why
super
not?
distant background.
At this point, yeah, let's just end the stream. No, do whatever you gotta do.
Yeah. Like,
dude, it's
like I can help you with more super hyper specific questions, like, oh, well, go ahead.
I'm not gonna sorry, I'm lagging a little. I'm not gonna say what it is, but at the top left it says your nickname, but the one from the Bleach server. I'm just laughing about that. Oh, so yeah.
Slotmaster Dan.
Okay. Yeah.
Where does it?
Good old.
Where does it say that?
There you go. I just no, like not on stream, no, just like on my Discord. So let me just open this up
right
here.
That's funny.
There we go. All right, so this is just us reading the chapter. I have a giant grain over it, so ideally nothing actually bad happens.
I don't think the AI on YouTube is going to be able to tell.
No one can even tell what like page we're on. Like at this point, yeah. So if you want
it looks super fucky. What did you do to it? Why does it have? It has like weird pixels all over it.
I did that intentionally. I'm trying to make it as blurry as possible, but like without. Like...
Nah, I don't think that's helpful.
Okay, well,
I'm reading this on TCB scans, even though I said I will support the official release.
Okay,
I was just waiting until it was out because I don't prefer Viz mainly.
This is indeed the last chapter, so you'd want to, Oh wait, wrong thing.
I would want to make sure I get a all-encompassing view, so I'll read it probably off stream later because I'm looking at this first page and there's There's
already.
so many words.
Yeah, that's just every JJK chapter. I'll let you go through it. We're not gonna be doing any voice acting. We're just reading.
Chat has just disappeared for me.
Oh my
That's
god,
awesome.
what happened? Oh my god.
How's it for you?
Oh,
I guess just read stuff out to me, like make sure
Oh.
you get my attention.
Okay, I'll turn up my audio a little bit. I'll do that. Wait, okay, is that better? Is that better, Potato? What program do I use to draw? We both use CSP.
As a Clip Studio Paint, I use EXE, so I paid for the more expensive version. I think Flub also uses that because he needs to animate.
Yeah, it's
So you get that.
very, very good. I like it quite a lot. Also, Dan, keep your stream on the.
Yeah, I don't have another monitor right now.
I'm just gonna move.
So I have to
Yeah.
alt tab.
Yeah. Again, apologies for this being
read.
scuffed as fuck. We're just trying to figure things out here.
I'd also like to preface, I just got settled
Dan
in the
just
new house
moved.
recently.
I lost a leg this week. It's crazy.
Shit's wild.
Yeah.
Didn't find a curse seal or markings anywhere on this chick. The curse user is probably nearby, right? If they're working remotely, then they're not a cursed spirit. We should probably get out of Dodge. What does that mean?
Okay, first
think
off,
we're in the
you're
range?
reading like the most scuffed possible version of this chapter.
This is the TCB scans.
Okay, well TCB
What do you
fucking
mean?
sucks. Actually, no, they're not that bad. Also, thank
I
you,
feel
Kate.
like I don't like the way the text looks.
Yeah.
Let me see if on
let
my normal
yeah.
manga version, like they just have better. Fucking
truly do not know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like this website way more.
Yeah, there we go. Now the text is really small. Oh, I mean, whatever. Just read the chapter.
You think we're in their range? Maybe the technique could be suited for covert work, or they could be extremely skilled with cursed energy. This is becoming a pain.
Yeah.
Did his face even go back to normal, like at all? No, I mean, I don't think so. Maybe I was asleep. Wait. Ever, not even. I'm stupid.
Jesus Christ.
Assuming it's a no, then we're dealing with a range of at least 50 meters. Let's say 100 to be safe. What's the move? We're smack dab in the middle of a town right now. Is this the first time we kind of get to see their whole process as a group going to these exorcisms?
Yeah,
we only saw two really. One of them was an introduction with Kugasaki and
Yuji and then Eicho and Kechizu. Eiso and
Oh, I
Kechizu.
forgot. I don't really count that one. I know that
Well, it
is
does
one,
count,
but
'cause it's like the three of them all going out.
Yeah. But it's not like a random fuck off one. Like it's a more plot relevant one.
Yeah, I mean, true. Well,
I'm talking about these random shits.
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of part of why I think this dynamic is a little weak to a degree, because I think that Nobara like not being around for this long, I just don't care about her. It's not like it's just like I liked her death, and now she's just back, which is like I don't really want that to begin with. But if she's gonna be back, I wish it was sooner, so we have more of like an actual dynamic between the three of
I
them.
wish it wasn't within the last 5 chapters that this manga was released.
And the only real moments we've had with all of them together since Nobara has come back was like them. Also, don't pull up the stream. Unless you have.
Okay, let me just tap back and forth, bro.
My bad.
I'm just seeing.
My bad.
Checking out.
Well, I was gonna say I think that like we only really have Nobara like the little box thing that they were doing as like a callback, which was cute, and then the letter readings, and then like the last chapter. But the last 2 chapters were mainly like us just seeing the "Where Are They Now" segment, and then the what was it, like us finding out, oh, how did we all beat Sukuna? Well, and then it's like, oh, well, we all had to do this. This just needed to happen, you know. So I don't really like feel super close to all of them right now, honestly.
Yeah, like the only person I'm particularly weirdly particularly attached to in this group is Yuji.
Yeah.
And then everybody else is kind of like,
well, Yuji's
like,
the main guy. It makes sense.
Yeah. And we followed him throughout the entire story, but like Megami, I never really bought him and Yuji's relationship like emotionally. I can understand it, like, oh, they're close to each other, whatever, right? Kugasaki and Yuji was always more of like, oh, they're best friends kind of vibe, because we see them like have fun together. Where, you know, Megami's always super stoic, and it's not like there's not nice moments, but I just don't buy I'm willing to like risk the entire safety of the world to get you back kind of feeling from that.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, like, I understand, like, oh, they spent like a little bit of time together and they're like super close, but like, to be honest, like, people have been bringing this up to me, like, oh, it makes sense that like they're this close because, I mean, you know, you've had friendships in your life which were like start off kind of just chilled and then just become a lot bigger even in just a short span of time. I think that's true, but I think that like sometimes when you're writing like a story, it kind of just like I think I would rather them have like more time together for us to really see them. I just think that would allow me to really care about the characters more. But you know, like, it's not like I don't care about Megami and Nobara at all. It's just that like Yuji is so good comparatively to the other two, in my opinion.
For sure.
Yeah, let's continue.
What's the move? We're smack dab in the middle of a town right now. There's people ever, even if we check the building, there's too many blind spots, although we should be able to notice when the technique is active again. If we get to a good vantage spot, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's just this fucking boring, yeah.
Oh, duh, we just have to go into an open field. Culprit found you.
Uh-huh.
That's a really funny hand.
Yeah, I like the once like Foreign Bread says like Todo is probably my favorite character. I consider him more of a friend to Yuji than Megami. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
That is real, like, because it's like it's weird to me because I was really hoping for another like Yuji Megami team up. The only time I can actually remember that happening is in Shibuya, and it's against a fucking random guy I don't care about.
Yeah,
you know.
Oh
and like, they don't work super
so
great
boring.
as it. I like the fight. Like, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I like seeing how they clash and how they end up being able to work together. But I don't get a payoff for that at all. Like, where they're actually like locked in and work super well together. They just kind of get to a point where they can manage each other and work around each other. But it's never like, oh, I see Todo and I know exactly what the fuck I need to do. Like, you know, with Yuji and Todo.
Also,
which I would have appreciated that.
Side note, recently I was reading, because I never actually read the manga for a lot of JJK, like, just, like, pre-Calling games, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm reading it with, and I read through, like, the Mahito fight again with, like, two of my voice actor friends, because we were just, like, doing, like, some workshopping stuff. And it was really fun, and I was going through it, and I realized something, like, look, that fight in the manga is really great, but, like, dude, it gets elevated so much by the anime. It's kind of crazy how much of, like random scenes from, like, Shibuya, like, they just get, like, way better in the anime.
Yeah, for sure.
Like especially that fight you're talking about, because like I actually really like watching that fight in the anime, because I think that like just like seeing the visual of especially the last hit that Yuji does, where it's like, oh, you have to hit him slower to do more damage. I like that like whole thing of him stopping right just before hitting him and then hitting him and he just goes flying. It's like a kind of an inverse of an impact, and I like that a lot. But in like the manga, at least from like what I've seen, I'm just not like really like a big fan, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think stuff like that will always work better in animation, especially when you have like the speed of whatever being shown.
Yeah.
But like, I would also like to say the Jujutsu Kaisen anime is the most optimal way to consume this story for sure.
No doubt.
Not even from like a quality standpoint.
I mean,
like, the animation looks good. Like, no duh. But I'm talking about like how comprehensive and easy to understand the story becomes, where they choose to speed up and cut some things out, makes it a very concise and enjoyable experience to watch. So I'm especially excited for Calling games in like certain bits from that arc, because some of them are like, I don't really like this that much, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm not nearly as attached or like engaged with this fight.
Yeah.
But like, I think with the benefit of good animation and seeing how they decide to like lessen the amount of dialogue that I have to read in between these panels and like all this other shit, I think it's going to be nice, because they generally cut out a lot of the narration from it, because you can now visually just see what's happening, as opposed to kind of having to be partially explained to, oh, this is how Charles's power works, right? This is how Hikari powers work. You can kind of just see it in action, and we don't need the exposition. Though I'm a big fan of how they decided to show off Hikari's technique, where it's just this fucking graph that I have to like look around to comprehend, and I feel disorientated like the person getting hit with the technique. I think that's really cool.
That's still like I remember I was mixed on it at first, but like I like the concept of it, and I think it kind of adds to the whole like genuinely. I think Gege should write a comedy manga, because I think like the comedy bits of JJK are not super like anime or like genuinely really funny. Like my favorite fight in JJK, and this is not a joke. Takaba versus Kenjaku is my favorite fight in the entire series. And I have reread that fight like over and over again, because I relate to Takaba a lot. But like I think the fight itself is in general like just like really, it's really funny. And also I think it just adds a lot to the whole, because you have this whole idea of Kenjaku really wanting entropy and chaos, and then you have a person who like literally embodies that with his curse technique in such an entertaining way. And I think a lot of the fight has to do with has a lot to do with absurdism, and I like that it goes from, it kind of brings the point of like, some people think absurdism is like, oh, you're just being wacky and crazy, but like Takaba learns through the fight, like, you know, absurdism is less just being wacky and crazy, it's more so like folding in on yourself until you just become yourself to the greatest extent that you can be. It's cool. And I love reading that fight, and I really want to do another comedy manga. And I was leading back to the Hikari thing, because I like the subtle joke that every single time he does the domain, someone has to see that slideshow. Like Kashima went from I exist in like the 1600s to what the fuck is a pachinko machine like 19 times. Same with Urame too. I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, no, like it's really funny. I don't know if it's like a bit or whatever, but I see a lot of people online talking about how much they kind of like the Kenjaku fight now, because I remember when the chapters were coming out, even me, for the first like two chapters of that, was not fucking with it at all. Like, why are we here? Why are we watching this? Why aren't we back with Yuji and Higuruma? Like, they're fucking coming in. I want to see Yuji do something.
Yeah.
But like as that fight went on, I was fucking with it, but like everyone was like, this might be the lamest shit. I do dislike how Kenjaku goes out on the whole, because I think he's super cool. But there's stuff to be talked about there where it's kind of good too at the same time. I have a weird Gota feeling about it, where it's like I can understand the kind of genius or like fun, good writing stuff that's going on there, with like, what Kenjaku really wanted all along was entertainment and just to be fulfilled in that sense. That's why he's doing this. But like at the same time, also understand, I think this is a way lamer way to do it, but it is still like a good way to end this character. Just not the way I would have preferred. I would have loved the merger to happen.
Yeah, you know? I like the concept of it a lot.
Not even like, I hate the people online who are like, people think this is supposed to be a sad story. I don't want the merger to happen because it'd be sad. It would make the story dark. I want the merger to happen because it's a great way to talk about the themes of this fucking series and to explore them in one final enemy. Just everything, answer everything, and I feel like, and have it handled with this. And that's why I think it's a missed opportunity to have something like that, and then basically not care about it for like the last 50 chapters of the series, even though it's a thing in the background that could just happen at any moment.
And I feel like Sukuna, like, you know, like works for that. Like, and obviously he relates to Yuji a lot and just every single like character, but I think that like the concept of the merger is such a like interesting idea that would really like, I think like if they ever made like I don't know, like an arc after this, I think it would have been interesting if like the fight like ended and then like Sukuna is still gone to some degree, but then like this is like the final, it's like, let's say it's like I don't know, like a 50 chapter, like 30 chapter arc of just this shit, and it's just really going through like wrapping up stuff on like a deeper level. Because even though I think that like the ending of JJK goes through that, like I do think the ending of JJK does add a lot to like not a lot, but like add some stuff to the characters that are there. I want more. I wish, because even I'm not gonna like go through everything in this chapter, but like actually I'm not gonna say this because you haven't read the full chapter yet.
I'll say like, after you're done with this point, I'm just gonna get to the chapter. We're not gonna go on these kind of rants again. I'm just prefacing everything before going into this chapter.
But let me just finish what I'm saying. Let me just finish what I'm saying. Because I like the last few chapters, and I think like it works better as like, I was like, oh, it's like a where are they now thing. It's just like kind of cute. But I do want a lot more, because like, for example, like I'm frustrated like Takaba doesn't show up this chapter. We don't get an answer of what happened the last chapter with him. Like, what the fuck? It's ridiculous.
Well, I would have liked to have, read that.
That is a very fair point. My bad.
You're chilling.
I will say nothing else. You read.
Gotcha. Oh, duh, we just have to go into an open field. Culprit found you. That would work great if our guy was a colossal dumbass. Does that make me a dumbass for coming up with it? Moron. Funny.
Yeah, I'm happy they're back, though. That's cute.
Let's give the babe... Wait. Is that... Does it say give the babe?
Give the babe to Itadori. Yeah, real.
Let's give the babe to Itadori. He clears 100 meters, or he'll clear 100 meters in a flash. Culprit, curse technique. Even if the technique is disabled by moving out of range, they'd have to be a real idiot to show themselves right after. And we've already established that we're not going to that they're not going to chase after us. They'd wait till things cool off.
Yeah.
And start over. Sorry, I go through these spurts of reading. I get
I could do the same thing, but the problem is I think if I do this, I'm just gonna divulge into just trying to like voice act every single character, and I don't want to fucking do that right now. So if you could just read, that'd be great.
Yeah, we can't do anything to stand out.
Yeah.
Who's the moron now, Kugasaki? What? What? Oh, we send them on an all expenses paid trip. That might work, but the cursed user would likely know her location through their technique. We only have our eyes. Let's not stalk the stalker. If we send them on a trip, they might force the cursed user to wait to reactivate her technique when they get back. Not entirely implausible, but that would put a ball in the culprit's court. Do you think?
I like the way they're drawn in this panel.
It is. Why did they look? This has to be like a reference to something.
It's Valhalla. It's a reference to Valhalla, Dan.
Yeah, real. Why don't they have shoes? I guess they're in somebody's house.
Oh my god, yeah. Actually, that's true.
Full
got the
dogs
out, bro. And see, this is why it's the best chapter of JJK.
Okay, yo.
Okay, all right.
Do you do anything but nitpick? Yeah, plus you're assuming this cursed user dude is super smart. There's plenty out there dumber than us. Is this Kugasaki, or is that Yuji saying it?
I don't know.
No, because it's point. I think it's Yuji because his mouth is not shown.
See, Brad, this is an example of flow.
No, I mean this is not really like it doesn't really matter who says this. I was just trying to like comic brain. And I was like, this is not pointing at someone.
That's fair, sir.
I don't know who exactly is saying this. It's probably Yuji though, just because he's yelling. Try me at. What the fuck does this word? Oath hello?
This is this.
Fushiguro, I'd wish I wash you.
Guys, I just need. We just need to clarify. Dan's only been speaking English for 2 months. He's not the best at it. No, I'm kidding.
I'm not the best reader, bro. I'm being real.
That's fair. That's fair.
Hell yeah, let's show them our brains. You do sound like.
I mean, they are.
No.
What are you doing?
You two sound like you're I'm yawning and sitting up at the same time. You two sound like you're compensating for something. I'm borrowing your sandals. That looked like he said he was borrowing.
I'm bored. Yeah.
We have to leave the technique's range. Then we'll strike the moment it's reactivated. It's exactly what we've been saying.
Also, Potato said in chat that Othello's actually a board game. That's what they're referring to there. Yeah, I did not know that.
I assumed it was this. I assumed it was this board game. I just didn't know what the word was.
And also a Shakespeare play. This is true. Othello is a very good play. I like that one.
My plan involves the 40 flirt condo. It should be. Why is this panel like this? It should be easy It should easily be over 150 meters. We have them go visit their friend and zip up to the top floor to get out of the technique's range. Then Ijichi-san and the window can keep an eye. Why is it? I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I can keep an eye on the buzzer at the entrance. We'll find a good lookout point and wait for the reactivation. We're dealing with a creep obsessed enough to stalk Fukazawa-san 24 hours a day. We didn't find any hidden microphones. As long as they don't have a technique that lets them overhear our conversations, we should be able to bait them. Oh, your face is back to normal.
All right.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's the guy. Hey, and guess what? It's also someone we've never met before who got introduced last chapter, guys. This is so cool.
This character?
Yeah, this guy with the mask.
He got introduced last chapter?
Not just like the idea of what he can do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who the hell are you, Kugisagi? Kugisagi, ready for lunch?
Launch.
Got his face lunch.
Not launch.
Anyways.
Launch.
No, come on.
Okay.
Lunch. Got his face turned back.
Okay. Oh, that's so cool. That's cool. I like that a lot. Her sliding down with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dash. Piece of cake. Idiots.
Dog.
You guys.
My goat totality comes in. I missed him.
Taking things lightly, I see. I'm
sorry. I think it's like,
okay.
I guess it's a pun. It's a pun.
I'm sorry.
I see, and see. This is a pun. Yeah, it all works. It all works. Yeah, it's very funny.
You know this dude? No, never seen him before. You bitch! Who do you think brought you that bag?
Oh, the pointing at you.
Oh. Would have thought a classic pot calling.
The kettle black.
Wait. Okay, I see.
We gotta read all these chapters before.
Sorry. Yeah, I will do that in future reference.
Yeah.
I just was confused on what this symbol was supposed to be.
You're good. I'm sorry.
A classic pot calling the kettle black type situation seems like a petty grudge. It's not reasonable to expect her to remember every customer from her hostel work. Dude spent 1 million yen. Who'd forget that? That's real.
Yeah.
Sounds like a petty sweet or a pretty sweet gig. You're clueless. You know that? That's funny.
Yeah.
Hey, don't look so glum, chum. It's not like you're gonna be executed or anything. What are you gonna do with me? I'm past the age where I'd be, or where I should know how to communicate, and I'm tired of putting all the blame on her. I thought that after Kusakabe Sensei, I'd do switch training with you. Oh shit! Flashback.
Oh my God, Gojo.
Switch training with you, Gojo. I guess I'd be fine, but how do I put this? Haven't we had enough Gojo Satoru? What?
Yeah.
I know you're a bit more forward-thinking, Yuji. Sure, I want you to carry on my dream, should anything happen to me, but this is where I bow out. There'll be a point where you guys grow further, where you guys will grow. There's no will, where you guys grow further than I ever did, right? I think there should be at least one among you who forgets about me and develops strength completely different from that of my own. None of us could ever forget you. You seem kind of out of character. You're sounding a little timid. Are you okay? Haha. You're such a kid. This is confidence I've never had before. I'm expecting you to do great things. I'm expecting great things from you. Got that, Yuji? You acknowledge you messed up, and that's all that matters. Take some time to reflect, then come and help us on our next mission. I'm expecting great things from you. By the way, what'd you do with that thing? I tossed it. What? Don't sweat it. It's not dangerous anymore. Should make for a perfect talisman now. Come on. It's all good. Howdy, Sugna. Where'd you?
Ooh, here we fucking. This is the part of the chapter I'm really excited. Yeah. So those who are wondering, Dan does this sometimes. He just gets freaky.
Sugna, who would you thought I'd see? Oh, howdy, Sugna. Who would have thought I'd see you here? There we go.
Yeah.
Well. What's this? Our third conversation? Well, their second one really wasn't a conversation.
Yeah,
bro.
it was more, no. Funny they mentioned that because again, like I was saying, I was rereading this with some friends. They don't talk. He just mogs at him for 2 pages.
Yeah.
And then they leave. And then Magito gets his shit rocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My technique messes with the soul after all. Consider this a vestige. Welcome to the pathway. The pathway souls walk on their way down this cycle. I meant to ask you. You were lying, weren't you, to yourself about everyone else? You weren't living according to your own stature. You wanted revenge against those who resented and persecuted that cursed, unwanted little wretch. What's the difference? I lived in my own manner.
I knew.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm gathering thoughts on what this might be referring to. That is how I chose to go on. Actually, no, I had different paths I could have traversed, two to be precise. And I couldn't help but spit out the curses swirling deep within my viscera. I fear my own curse would immolate me. What? How do you say that?
Immolate me.
Immolate.
Pretty sure it means to burn something.
Yeah. Should there be a next time? Perhaps it would be nice to walk a different path.
Oh.
That's so boring. You've gone soft, asshole. Obviously.
Yeah.
I've lost after all.
What the hell? So I'm the sulking like a child? God damn it.
God damn it.
I'm so happy Mahito
What the fuck does this mean?
Okay. What the fuck does this mean?
Who is this supposed to be?
It's like two women that he knew during the Heian era or something. I don't fucking know.
Well, no, this is Arame.
Okay, that makes sense. What the fuck?
Who is this?
Who are you people? That was so funny. Yeah. And the last character who gets to talk in all of JJK is the fucking goat, Mahito. Last line. Man. 5 out of 10.
Looking forward to Gege Akutami's next works. Volumes 29 and 30 will release together on December 25th. That's fun.
Yeah.
N. Or is this end dot? No, it's dot end.
No, it's
okay.
No, it's not end dot.
This
dot.
is
There's no part 2, Dan. So what's your thoughts, Dan? Now this is your first time reading it. This sucks. Sorry.
Okay. There's a lot I like with this chapter.
Yeah. You can talk because you just read it.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking.
Oh my god. Yeah, like for me, I'll say what I think. I think this chapter is conclusive, kind of, but I think it's also just like it's very much just a like last second like thing. Also, let me open up the did your stream just close? Yeah, let me open up the actual chapter here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go to the last page and then just talk about that. Let me go one page at a time. There we go. Yeah, so I think that this chapter is interesting, as in like I just feel like we kind of just wasted the first like few
That's what I'm saying.
minutes.
That's what I'm thinking. We didn't need all. I don't know why we spent 30 minutes, not 30 minutes, like
30 minutes
like
is crazy.
a solid like 2 pages talking about their plan.
Yeah, what I was gonna say was I think that they should
Not even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like we didn't need to get that. We could have gotten that information in 1 page. And we could have had way more time this chapter.
They should have just like literally just cut down on that like a ton and just have like the Mahito Sukuna thing be like, I don't know, like 2, 3 more pages, and I think like this would be a lot better of a chapter, because that's the only part of this chapter I found like actively really interesting to think about was the Gojo conversation, and that because like I like Sukuna and Mahito are like 2 of my favorite characters in the entire series, and they're both extremely relevant to the themes and ideas of the entire series. And also it's really interesting as well because like think about this, right like since the first time that Mahito fought Yuji, they have been like shown together to like at least like some degree, and Mahito in a lot of ways is like it represents just pure nihilism, and Sukuna and Sukuna is someone whose like thought process, he's not even really aware of the fact that not aware, but like he's aware of emotions, but he doesn't really feel any of them at all. Fucking like Mahito is just like pure utter nihilism, and the development of that is going into someone like Sukuna, to where, and rather than having Yuji just like talk down to Mahito at the end of their fight, Sukuna and Yuji have an entire chapter's worth of conversation that's just really fucking interesting. That's my favorite chapter in JJK still, even past all of this. Also, thank you, Aiden. The house is quite cool. I like that chapter a lot because of this, and I feel like having the final like big like talking scene in the entire series being between the people who represent the 2 like developed ideas of Yuji's ideology and the things he had to overcome to reach where he is now is really great. And we get like 3 pages of it. I feel like we just should have gone even just like a page or 2 more would have added a lot more to give some context to who that other person was. Maybe have Mahito add a bit more onto it, like. But I think that is a good thing, and I think that like it is done like, it's done well. It could be done better, but I just think that the chapter wastes a lot of time. And
It's okay.
yeah.
I like it and I don't like it. Like I would have like it's more so I don't mind the beginning of the chapter because it's like, oh, these are our main characters, right? Although one of them has been present for less than half the series, doesn't really fucking matter.
This is a very
but they are our main characters. And so spending time with them for a last hurrah is fine. Like it's cool. I like it. Like I like the more like back to normal stuff in this chapter. Although like nothing is actually like my big issues with like the back to normal stuff I've talked with you about extensively.
Yeah. Well, we're also on stream, so
yeah. I would say like to paraphrase, kind of like nothing has actually changed really about Jujutsu Society.
Yeah.
Like yes, the higher ups are dead, but Gojo has already said that that's not gonna stop it from being bad. That's why he didn't kill them in the first place.
Yeah.
Like there's gonna be new bad people who get into power.
Exactly.
And so you have to like attack it from this more systemic like permanent social change issue.
You know, it's kind of reminds me of a different manga. Kind of reminds me of a different manga. Oh my god.
But like there's not a lot about Jujutsu Kaisen, like the Jujutsu Society that has changed. Yuji is just, you know, having the will and dream passed down from Gojo to him, like a Jujutsu sorcerer, you know, like passing down the baton again and again and again, you know, and like they're gonna develop past this. They're gonna be fine. They're not really equipped to handle a crazy threat, you know, but like they're there, you know.
Yeah.
They're going to continue to get stronger. They're going to continue to grow as comrades, which is a very important thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like I generally take issue with that. But this is nice. This was nice seeing our party hang out, do good on a job, kind of immediately take care of it.
Yeah.
You know. And get out of the way. And then Yuji's like recruiting new people, kind of like people down on their luck, people down in life with no like path forward. That's really good. Similar to how Gojo did for him, which is cool. Like to a lesser extent, because this guy doesn't have the embodiment of fucking evil inside of him. I also
like that mainly because I think that like. I think JJK's main theme is that of connection. Like, I think that all of it comes back to connection. Sure. I mean, literally, the main crux of the plot is between the connection between a demon inside of a young boy. And I think that, like, having this entire, like, conclusion, like, oh, like, Yuji's reaching out to people a lot more. We just saved Megami. Megami's here. Like, I like that. I like the fact that they're all kind of coming together now to really really go out and save people. Which is, I kind of wish they did that more beforehand. But again, like we were saying earlier, I wish they did beforehand, but I'm happy they're doing it now. And also, the other thing I was going to say was, my favorite part about this chapter, beyond anything, like I said, Mahito being here, but mainly I like the fact that he's just still in purgatory, as it would seem. Because, like, Sukuna literally at that point starts walking north, and he's passed on. Mahito's still sitting there, like, as he says, sulking like a child, because he just never could accept his wrongs. And I think it's kind of beautiful to see Sukuna like go out like that to me. I think the last
this is kind of the ending I wanted. Sorry to interrupt.
No, I interrupted you. You're fine.
It's kind of the ending I wanted for him. Like I was saying for months that I don't want Sukuna to turn into a big fucking baby at the end of the series and like crash out and be whiny and be a bitch. I want him to kind of go out happy and satisfied.
Yeah, kind of like Gojo.
And this is and this is like that for him.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I don't know who that random bitch on the left was.
Wow. Okay.
Like I do not know who this character is. Doesn't matter to me. Don't know why it's being shown to me, unless there's going to be a continuation in somewhere where we learn about this character
Imagine the Heian era flashback. Oh, that would have been so good.
Imagine if the Heian era flashback is part 2. Like, you know, that could be cool.
I'm not even like entirely against there being a Heian era. Like, I think it'd be kind of cool if we got, I don't know, just like a volume's worth. I think it'd be cool if like, hey, here's like JJK -1, like, and then it's just like a little like a 12 cool chapter thing of just about Sukuna and like, I don't know, anyone from like that era. Like maybe even Kashimo. I know he's like around at a different time.
It doesn't even necessarily have to have any. Like, I would just like a continuation of the story that answers my questions that the plot set up and did not, I feel, pay off in any meaningful sense. I can't list them off right now.
Yeah.
They just need to kind of come up again because I don't talk about it like that or have it written down anywhere or a video I can link to talking about it.
Yeah.
But like, you know, there's things that I like. You know, what the fuck happened to Tengen? What does the barrier being gone mean? You know, does Megami still have the ability just to start the fucking merger if he wanted to?
That'd be really funny. Just like, yeah, fuck this.
Because we don't know what happens with that. The Culling games are just now over, but that's like we don't know how.
Yeah.
Or are they technically still going? You know, like.
I don't know, but I think that we should wrap up this conversation. We can move on to CSM, but I think we should just say some closing thoughts.
Let's read some stuff. Let's read some stuff in chat before we do that.
Before we say our closing thoughts, Jean said something. She said, or they, sorry.
Oh, what's up, Jean?
Yeah, is Gina a guy, girl, they? What's the pronouns?
Dude, I think.
Okay.
I'm actually unsure.
I'll just say they. In my opinion, Gojo will pass on to the younger. Gojo's will pass on to the younger generation now that the ones in power are dead, and Kusakabe being the head of the Shadow Clan, maybe Kenjaku.
I think that was going to happen regardless. Like, that was already a thing that's established that he was doing. Like Yuta existing is that, you know.
Yeah.
And so, like, that doesn't have anything to do, I feel, with the higher-ups being dead. They can be alive, and at some point they'll just die. But, like, yeah, the world's in a better hand with Kusakabe at the top, but we don't know who's coming after him, you know?
True. Yeah, also, sorry, quick
but,
thing.
like, there's hope given in what Yuji's doing, where he's, like, bringing in people and having faith in people and doing good things with them. You know.
Yeah.
Also, is he holding something at the end here? I don't understand what this is supposed to be.
Oh, well,
There's been great things for you, by the way. What'd you do with that thing?
What'd you do with that thing?
Is he talking about this last Sukuna finger at the end?
Hey, what'd you do with that thing? Oh yeah, I got rid of it, so no worries. Oh, I think he's definitely talking about the finger because the final like page is like the finger sitting inside that box.
Yeah, but why would he do that? You know what I'm saying?
I don't really know. I think that like what the point of it is supposed to be is like him leaving this part of him in like a more tranquil place. But even then, the original place that I'm assuming this finger was in was also like it was in like I don't know, it was next to like some trees and stuff. I don't really get what the fuck the point of this is. I
need to think more about it. I need to have someone way smarter about it, make a video about what this might mean.
I think this is also kind of funny because the thing we're on the bulk talking about is the long manga between the three that I'm the least interested in talking about right now. But like I still just to give some closing thoughts. Also, sorry, before I get into that, actually, can you just like not talk for just like a second? I just gotta test something with the audio really quick.
Oh, gotcha.
1 second.
To have someone way smarter about it, make a video about what this might mean.
I think it's okay. So I think I gotta figure this out next stream, but I think like my audio is just coming through like my like there's just like some like small background noises and stuff. So I think next stream I'll figure out how to like get around that, but I just wanted to clarify that with the viewers. Sorry if there's some background audio. Also, we got 4 people. Let's go, boys. I'm not even saying it's like a sarcastic thing. I'm just happy people are watching this. Yeah. So, my closing thoughts. JJK for me was a manga that I like. I got back into it like a few years back, and I was like, okay, this is cool. I started watching season 2. Hidden Inventory is still like one of my favorite arcs like ever, bar none. Shibuya is excellent. I'm like I think Calling Games is like I'm really mixed on it, and same thing with Shinjuku has a very similar thing to MHA's Final War where it's like plenty of moments I fucking hate, but there's a scant few moments that I just like think about like a lot. Like I'm a big fan of like Gojo's death. I really, even though it's like not shown on screen, I love the airport conversation. That whole chapter is just really great. I love Yuji and Sukuna's conversation. I do like some of just like the random people popping up. I do like Miguel popping up. I like that we finally get to see what's going on, what happened in Africa with Yuta and him. And there's just like there's some aspects of it that I really do like. There's also a lot of it which I find very like boring to read. I mean, part of it is reading it week to week, but I imagine even reading this in bulk would be like a lot. I also really like Chozo's death, but overall for me, because of culling games and like a lot of issues I do have with JJK, I do think for me it's around like a 5, maybe like a 6. I think that's not to say it's bad, because I view it on like a literally like a 1 to 10 scale, where like 1's awful and 10's a masterpiece. I think it's like it's an average to an above average manga that I think has a lot of great ideas, but doesn't really always go into them a lot. I think it kind of tends to rush through a lot of things. It either explains things with too little words or way too many words. Like, genuinely one of the funniest panels in any manga ever is when, like, Kashimo's, like, thinking about, like, Sukuna's past, and he's talking about these people we've never heard of until this very moment, and I'm supposed to give a shit. Like, oh my god, he beat these generals. Who are they? I know nothing about them.
He beat Spicklesporb.
This is essentially him going, yeah, he beat fucking King from Valhalla and Teiko, and it's like, I don't care. I don't know these characters.
Like, these characters don't mean anything. I don't know why you're saying that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's just like, yeah, these are
like I don't know why we're hyping them up.
Yeah, like, I mean, to begin, I mean, and even then, it's like, and this is, I'm not saying this always applies to everything, but I do think when you're trying to show someone's strength, you should really like go like show not tell. Like, I think a lot of the best like displays of power in a lot of manga I've read, I think like showing like, oh, they just did something fucking insane. I think it just like really feels good. An example of this, and I'll let you talk in a second, because recently I started reading Bleach recently because Dan hates me. No, I'm kidding, because Dan's a very great person and made me read it. I got to around chapter 45 right now, and I really like my favorite moment in the entire manga so far was Uryu's introduction, because I love seeing like I was gonna say Bleach, Ichigo having a hard time fighting Soul Reapers this whole time, and then Soul Reapers, Hollows this whole time, and then Uryu shows up and then just one shots one of them from like a mile away. And I think showing it like that, or like something along those lines, really helps a lot. I think just glazing Sukuna even more in this moment, it adds to Kashimo being like a bitch, but like it's not particularly interesting in my opinion. And I just think it's just kind of a superfluous detail that doesn't add anything.
It's quite literally just fluff, and it's funny.
Yeah.
Like from a meta standpoint, but it doesn't serve anything in the plot, because we just saw him take out the strongest character in the series up until that point, and we're still hyping him up with characters we don't care about. Like, we'll never know these characters, or maybe we will if there's a hypothetical JJK Part 2 or JJK prequel, which this chapter is so open-ended in like a different way from My Hero, I feel, where I kind of like it, where it's like this leaves an opportunity for me to get more out of a story I like, not why haven't we seen these things in this story that I dislike, because it's just now worse for that.
Dude, they have this whole point of Endeavor being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go back to talk to Dabi. We never see him ever again. There's 5 more chapters, and one of them is literally nothing. I love what a good I'm sorry. I'm not.
I don't really mind that. Like not seeing their conversation is fine. I think that is the conclusion to Endeavor's characters. Whatever. Because like that chapter that we saw that is all I needed from that, you know.
It's also like a good chapter. I just think it's kind of frustrating that like Endeavor takes over the Toto fan plotline to such an insane degree.
I mean, like, there's levels to it. Like, it is caused by him, and he's trying to seek retribution.
That is true, but it shouldn't be
for forgiveness for it.
Yeah.
And reconcile for it, but that does take spotlight away from Shoto, who is supposed to be one of our main protagonists.
And even then, like, beyond that, I feel like Natsu and everyone else in the family should have talked more. Well, I just think it's kind of weird. But moving on from MHA, because this is about a different manga. My thoughts: I like JJK. I think it could have been a lot better. But you know what? As Gojo said when he died, it was fun.
JJK was almost an 8 out of 10, which is pretty high on the Dan score.
Yeah, Dan has given a few things 8s.
But it's a 6, you know. I enjoy most of it. There's things that I'm frustrated by. But this landing sticks it for me. To acknowledge Couch Potato's choice. Yes, I think that is what it's supposed to be paralleling. But, like, I feel like that parallel doesn't mean anything, really. Like, because, like, this isn't... a danger, you're correct. Like, Sukuna can't come back from that one finger, but like it's more so, you know, it's just like whatever. Like, I don't, you know, it's not what we start the story on.
Yeah. Yo, hop off.
Or maybe
Kloof,
we do
bro.
in the manga, but Anyways, what do you want to talk about next?
Oh, wait, do you have anything else you want to add, or are we just going on?
Oh, I mean, like, you kind of said what I wanted to said, and
All
like,
right.
I still need time to think about this chapter a bit.
And
And
also,
if people want to ask me about it,
Yeah.
later, they can ask me about it next
Yeah.
week. I can talk more about having sat on it for a bit. At
Actually,
the current moment,
yeah.
this chapter is leaning towards a positive ending for me. It's kind of it's kind of a weird like I'm comparing it to the other series that ended recently. My Hero. It's kind of a similar thing where I can get down with a lot of things in this chapter.
Yeah.
If it's a standalone, like I don't think the last chapter is particularly bad in My Hero. Like I enjoyed it, I cried.
Sorry.
Okay, well, like if this was the ending that we got, and everything else was kind of like better surrounding it, I would be okay with that. It's not functionally bad. It's just brought like this is I know it's a weird thing to say because obviously it's going to be influenced by other things, blah 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 blah. But am I upset with the ending of the chapter? There's only one thing that I'm actually directly upset about.
Jesus Christ, that was loud.
And
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
There's only one direct thing that I am upset with in that chapter, and that's the fucking suit.
Yeah.
But
Look,
like other than that, it's a fine final chapter. And same thing for this. Like there's things that I'm upset with about, but I got a conclusion to everything I kind of wanted, and things wrapped up with characters I wanted.
Yeah.
But it's too open ended.
Now my main
So whatever.
problem. Now, like just comparatively, like my main problem with MHA's final chapters, I think that like it just straight up shows that I feel like there have been truly no societal changes, and I feel like they vaguely touch on a few things. You have Super MLK Jr. fucking Shoji solving racism. And like a lot of things just kind of get touched on, but really in general stuff like the hero ranking
solving racism off screen.
That's insane. It's in 4 chapters in like the stupidest way possible.
It's one panel we see, and he's solved racism.
It's genuinely
incredible. It's the best hero in the world, bro. He's the number one.
Yeah, no, he should be the number 1 hero at that point. Like I'm being serious. If you could do that, good job. You're better than All Might. But seriously though, I mean, I hate that chapter a lot because of the obviously the hero suit. I hate the fact that I hate the fact the hero ranking still exists. I hate the fact that the advertisements still exist on like such a level of it. And most of all, I just think that it's so weird that it feels like in general the society of MHA just feels like it hasn't changed. It feels like, and I said this to you like back when I first read it. I said that I think that this ending made me feel like if MHA was literally just them in a high school and it just ended with this, that would have just made sense. But with everything that happens between MVA and everything that happens in Act 2 and even just the good moments in Act 3, it's like, why would you end it like this? Like there's clearly changes that need to be done. If you have the hero rankings like this, and I'm not saying it's the cause for all of this, but like a lot of Endeavor's desire to be like to be the person he was before Pro Hero and all that stuff, like that arc, he was really driven by him wanting to be the number 1, to be the best hero for on literally like a ranking level, not a good person, but the best hero he can. And I think keeping that around is really weird. But like comparatively from that to this, I think this actually like just concludes a lot of things, and I can feel this like even maybe not like a ton, but it feels like there's a difference to these characters. Like Sukuna acts differently when he shows up here. I don't
actually think he acts any differently. I think he's just more forthcoming about information.
That's what I mean. Sorry, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Like he's more forthcoming about this stuff, like, as you put it, and I think that entire chapter is just really. I like this chapter because I think it's conclusive. Maybe not as much as I want it to be, but I think it is conclusive enough.
It feels like a finale.
Yeah, it doesn't just feel like we just skipped over everything that was
where
really
it's
interesting.
We didn't answer anything.
Yeah.
Or we didn't show you anything that you would have wanted to see.
Also, one more thing I find really funny is that they literally have this like thing where like, hey, Spinner wrote the Communist Manifesto for villains, and then you see one panel of Compress reading it, and then don't bring up that like, wait a minute, so society is essentially exactly the same, and this guy wrote a book about how villains, about the oppression of these people and all this stuff. Wouldn't this just create the Metal Liberation Army again? Like, you think, right? But but like unlike having like really, I mean, like I think there were still some really big questions. My main one being, who the hell was that guy who looked like Geto/Kenjaku last chapter? Like, I still got questions, right?
That's Kenjaku. It's just Kenjaku.
That's
I think
fair.
that's the answer to that question. And it's weird because why?
What's up,
but
Mr.
also
Moon?
like, it's just whatever.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I have problems with that.
All right. Well, I think
But
it's time.
anyways, change
we
the
move on. Okay, so let's talk about a better manga. Let me move on. Not Kagurabachi, Serio CSM. Let me just get to the last page of it, so we can just talk about like I'll just go to like one cool page. This is a good spread to show, I guess. Yeah. So I kind of want to get into mine after Dan, because like Dan and me have talked about this, talked about CSM a lot, because CSM before I watched Vinland Saga and before KB came around, it was like my favorite manga ever. I still love it. It's still something I adore, but I have a lot of issues with part 2. And I still on the whole really like part 2. I just think that like it's really all going to come together towards the end of it, but it just feels kind of slow at a lot of points, and I feel like there's just a lot of hanging questions still. So I want to hear Dan.
We went from fucking like 30 minutes ago in canon, we went from Denji being sexually assaulted to now the United States of America, Statue of Liberty, shooting a giant bullet across the globe to kill Denji. Like,
Well, Puchita, but yeah.
It's whatever, same thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I mean, kinda, yeah.
If Puchita were to die right now, Denji would be dead. You know.
True.
Shit.
Mr. Moon, who got banged? Puchita, he got shot. It's tragic.
I do like the spread of the thing going across the ocean.
Yeah, this is
very cool. And then like the destruction of the city. Like Fujimoto's background art will always be incredible.
Yeah, even if his actual character art has kind of fallen down a little, which even then I think these past 2 chapters have actually been kind of good.
Not a little.
Sorry, a lot.
I still don't like the way, like the no pen pressure that modern part 2 looks like. Because dude, unironically, I think beginning of part 2 art style might just be the best Chainsaw Man has ever looked, just flat out.
Bro, the Falling Devil spreads? Oh my god.
Oh my god. Like, this fucking Statue of Liberty devil would look way cooler if there was pen pressure.
This is a cool design, though, I'll say that.
I promise you that.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Right.
There's not a whole lot for me to really talk about in this chapter because it's like
mainly just visuals and stuff.
Oh man, visuals and like people are getting fucked up, and it's like okay,
yeah.
This square thing at the end of the chapter, like it's obviously like
the hit devil, yeah.
Is it like a window to see where the things are?
Remember how like when the hit devil showed up last time, like they had those guys killing themselves or like cutting off part of their body in front of those windows. It's essentially that. Like it's
cool.
It's like the same thing. Now this is gonna be way more fucked up because it's kids, but
yeah,
you know.
I don't think Puchita's gonna eat him.
Yeah, I was gonna say this too. Part of the reason
I was like,
sorry,
can I
just add something? Okay, so for me personally, I really liked the past 3 chapters a lot. Mainly because I've been really interested to see more about Yoru for like a minute now, and we've gotten small things with her, and we've gotten some really good moments with her and Asa. But mainly, I thought it was interesting how like Yoru went from like Asa's hatred to her becoming more confident, which I liked a lot during the jailbreak when she like still one of my favorite moments in part 2 was the student loan turrets. Those were funny, or like student like college fund turrets or whatever that was. I thought that was really funny. Like her owning something and then being able to turn it into that thing, or when like the apartment sword or anything like that. But I think it's interesting to bring up this whole point that Yoru is still a devil, and for as much as Asa wants to help Denji, both of their devils both represent the 2 furthest scales of who they are as people, where it's like Puchita is in a lot of ways Denji's desire to just cut away from all the bad things of life. And in any case to just make it pure bliss, which in part 1 was him wanting to just be with just to have Makima in his life and nothing else, and then in part 2 it's kind of being more contextualized into him wanting to just kill everything so he can also have this like new life with Nayuta, which we don't really know if she's alive or not right now, but still. It's him getting so frustrated under all this balance with so much shit coming out of him that he's just becoming just something of pure raw emotion. And I like Yoru here too because like it's framed like, oh, okay, Yoru's here, okay, cool, maybe we can stop Puchita. But it turns out that Asa Asa, for as much as she wants to save Denji, her trying to end this other side of his very existence entirely will only lead to worse things happening. And I think it's kind of funny and also interesting in kind of like a teenager sort of way, where trying to balance your desires for for what you love most in life, but also the things you have to put up with and the struggles that come with that. But at this point, I'm more so just feeling like part 2 makes a lot of sense to me, but also it doesn't, where I think Chainsaw Man only really came together fully for me at the end of part 2. Like, I'm sorry, and end of part 1, I mean. Like, I love part 1 of Chainsaw Man, but, like, at least, let's say around the assassination arc, I had some ideas of how I thought it was going to end, or at least some, like, thematic points or messages, but I didn't really feel like I really got it to that degree. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But then when we get to the Control Devil, everything kind of comes together. And I feel like this is the moment, I feel like this is, like, the transition between the Assassin arc and the Gun Devil. And I feel like whatever arc is after this, which is the Death Devil, probably going to be, like, a pretty big arc. I think that's going to be the, like, I think that's going to be the chapter, like the arc of Chainsaw Man. Like, if we're going to look at the, what everything all means.
I forget that that's their end goal right now, is being able to get
because so much other shit has just been going
on. It's okay, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Puchito will eat this person so that they never have to age, and then the Death Devil is just going to be pissed and come back up. Like, you guys fucked up. You guys fucked up.
Yeah. Also, I'm really excited to see where the hell Barum is, because ever since he got his throat ripped out, but as we know, hybrids can just kind of bounce back from that. Brings up the question of where the fuck is he? And something I was really looking forward to was Barum fighting Denji, and I don't know if we're getting that, which was kind of scaring me, because that fight seems really interesting, and I like Barum a lot. But yeah, I mean, this is a good chapter. I like the destruction of it all. I like this page a lot of the Yoru's a devil. And I do, and also I do think it's also a very interesting point that like Puchita has fully taken over to such a degree where he might come back from this at the cost of all these kids, which I think really just shows it, because like Denji in one of the first chapters of Chainsaw Man was more than willing to give up a lot of stuff just to save this like kid he found right when Makima found him. And I think it's very fucked up what's going on right now, but in a way I'm finding really interesting to read.
Didn't Puchita encourage him to do that? I cannot remember exactly.
I truly do not remember. It's been a while since I read the beginning of part 1.
I'd have to go back and look. It's fine.
Yeah. But I like this chapter. I'm excited for next week. And I don't really have a lot to really add right now. I mean, I know it's like our first like stream of talking about this, so our thoughts on CSM haven't really been laid down just yet.
Yeah, it's like part of the issue with covering Chainsaw Man is and it's back to what I liked it as before, which is this kind of crazy fucking unpredictable mess of a story, but like in a good way.
Yeah,
and where it's like I don't know what's going to happen next chapter. I can have some inklings, but I cannot say for certainty right now. Where before it was like a different kind of I don't know what's going to happen. We're just kind of dawdling with no direction for some reason, and I don't know why.
I think that this fight is coming to its end though. Like at least the conflict between these two right now. Also, I do like the idea that like I like Yoru kind of representing the just representing the like the really the chapter 1 Asa, where she was just like I hate everybody around me, and I just want to kill this guy. I just want to kill people. I mean, I'm not saying I also want to kill people, but you know what I mean, like just hatred for other people.
I'd like to know. There's some questions I would like to be answered, right? Why does Yoru appear to Asa in this way, but Puchita doesn't really do so, vice versa with Denji? No. It's not in the same way, though. It's like Denji will pass out and then Puchita will pop up. You meant
the transformation?
Like, no. Like, Asa is just, like...
able to just talk to Yoru.
Just able just to talk to Yoru, and they're just, like, a person that's there always. Whereas Puchita is super backseat, super not there, but like is kind of in a similar situation to Yoru in the sense that it's like, oh, you brought this person back from death, you know?
Yeah. Man, it's kind of funny too, because like I mean, comparatively to like JJK, like the it's right towards the end of JJK, I knew like, oh, I think this is where this is the point of JJK, or this is the message of JJK. I think CSM Part 1 ends off in a way that feels really powerful, and then I just really hope this feels even more powerful. And I think of the existence of Asa and everything, I think it's really going to come together at the end. But we're finally getting more.
I think we're getting another part after this.
I hope not. Holy shit, I hope not. I really don't want there to be a Part 3.
like there's a reality where there is one and it's fine, and there's a reality where there is one and it's not, and then there's a reality where there isn't one, you know.
Yeah.
But like if I feel the need that there should be a part 3, then I feel the need that there should be a part 3, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't really have a lot to really add about this chapter. I thought the devastation of it was really cool. I love the Statue of Liberty design. I like Yoru really, like, hitting back with, like, Yoru, there's, like, also really just getting hit again with the fact that Yoru is a devil after all. Reminds me a lot of that one scene from JJK, funnily enough. And I'm really interested to see how this affects Asa, and also just to see, like, the conclusion of this fight. Because from where we're going right now, I don't know how the hell this fight's gonna end. I really don't. Maybe like, something even worse happens. I think this is probably the climax of this fight, at least on a destruction level, but God knows what's gonna happen next. And that's what I find interesting about Chainsaw Man. Honestly, the only time Chainsaw Man has teased something that I was, like, super, like, I know what's gonna happen with was, what is it? Remember right at the beginning of the jailbreak arc when, like, it was just, like, the shoes of who we thought was either Rize or Asa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember talking about that, and I was saying, like, that's the only time
I don't know why that was a discussion point, because it's such a, like, it's not even like it could be anyone. It's like it is quite literally can only be this one character and have it make sense.
Yeah, I remember my friend brought this up to me. He was saying, like, you know, I kind of like the idea of Rize coming back and, like, at some point and seeing Asa and Denji together and realizing just like how they've moved on. At least like how Denji has moved on from Rize, to some degree. But, like, at least right now, I'm less concerned about that. I'm just more concerned about just having this plotline wrap up. I really am just interested to see how the hell the story ends, which makes it really sad because, like, it feels grueling to wait for each of these chapters, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it feels grueling. Like, sometimes you have to wait 2 weeks, and I'm like, gee, I just want to know what happens next. And sometimes the chapter is just, like, one thing. Imagine reading part 2 just, like, all in, like, a binge, like how I did part 1 would be great. But it's very, like, hard to read week to week sometimes because I'm just like, I need more, please, bro, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really have much else to add. Do you have anything else you want to add about this?
No, not particularly. Like, I'm not, like, I think
we are getting a new chapter on Tuesday, so we can talk about that.
Yeah. I like, you know, how the story's progressing, whatever. But, like, I'm not nearly as invested in it as I was with it JJK. Like, I'm not thinking about the themes of the story as much as I was with the other one. But that, you know, it's like, it's thematic, obviously, but I feel like to a lesser extent.
Yeah, eventually, I think it's all going to come together, though. So, yeah. That's part of Chainsaw Man right now. I think we're going to have more to talk about next week. And now, one more thing we got to talk about, because I read Undead Unluck, but Dan has not fucking read it, so I'm not going to talk about that. No. I'm going to say I'm not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Kagurabachi, a good manga.
Oh, okay.
I was just saying that that's like a joke, because it's like...
I see.
We should probably talk about that eventually, because I have a lot of thoughts about what's currently going on right now, but... and I'm a big fan of Yu. I don't know how much you like it, but... I
like it a lot.
Yeah,
like, I don't know particularly why I dropped it. I think I just
where did you drop it at, by the way?
It was like you know, it was right when the thing happened.
Oh, right when that. Wait, so you have not? Oh my god, you haven't read the second? Oh my god.
No, I just got to that point. I was like, yo, and then like,
why didn't you? It gets so
I don't
good.
know why.
I mean, okay.
I really don't know why.
Dude, you're gonna. I mean, this like knowing you long enough, you're gonna really like the second thing.
Yeah, I know. I assume so.
Yeah.
I might at this point just wait for it to finish.
Yeah, I mean, with the rate we're going, I think by the end of next year, if not the beginning of the year after that, I think we'll probably be done fully. But yeah, so, and I have not read any more Bleach since then, and you're not caught up on UU, so let's just end this off talking about Kagurabachi. It's been enough time, guys. I've said
little lore drop.
Yeah.
Little lore drop. This podcast was initially going to be a just Kagurabachi podcast, but I thought that was lame.
And I should have some more Kagurabachi dedicated stuff coming out soon. I've just been busy with a lot of stuff with school, so we'll see. But Dan knows what I'm talking about. It's gonna be cool. Yeah, I'm so excited for that. But anyways, so about Kagurabachi, just to give some thoughts from us, Dan, you want to start, and I can go into my little thing. What do you think of it so far?
The guy's fucking cool, bro.
No, I mean like all of it so far, like leading to where we are right now. Like, what's your thoughts?
phenomenal, bro. Like, this story makes you think about, like, as a comic creator, it makes you think, makes you want to be a better comic creator. You know, it's done everything like so. I feel so excellently.
Yeah.
And executed on things so like. I don't know how you make me cry in 11 chapters like that.
Yeah, same.
But it does it.
Yeah.
It does it. It just does it.
Or
14 chapters, I guess.
It's also really funny. I think it's been like a little over a year. Oh, quick thing before I continue. Check out. I'll link it in the description or somewhere. Check out Kagurabachi fan dubs. I play Sojo in a fan dub of Kagurabachi. Dan, what do you think of me in that?
Very good. He is actually, I genuinely think, like one if not the standout performance in that.
Shiba is also really good. Ikuto's also really good. I think everyone that's really good.
Everybody also very good.
Yeah,
did a very good job.
Yeah, I'm really.
Like it's very cool.
Yeah. I've been doing some more stuff recently to audition for some more shit. I'm not gonna talk about it, but if things work out, you guys be seeing me in some more stuff soon. I hope to. My far off goal is to actually play Sojo in the official dub. God, I hope. But you know. But back on topic, Kagurabachi.
To go to some cons, meet some people.
Dan, and then we could do one of these live in a panel.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really funny. Right, what was I saying? So I think for me, Kagurabachi is really funny because like I remember I read it on like a whim, as most people did, and I was like, oh, this is fine, and then it got better, and then Sojo showed up, and then I cried within the first 15 chapters, and then genuinely one of the best parallel like fight scenes I've ever seen in any manga happened, and then the entire Rakuzaichi, and then Hakuri shows up, and then Kiora shows up, and then the Rakuzaichi happens, and then Hiyuki shows up, and then the stuff at the storehouse, and then fucking, and then like Uraha, and then Samaru, and all the stuff that's going on right now. It's just like it went from like, yeah, this is cool, it's kind of like John Wick, but if it was a manga, to like, yo, this is life-changing shit. And it is life-changing shit. This manga, like, changed, but at least, like, I started doing voice acting because of it. I'm actually trying to do more YouTube stuff because of it. It's been making me want to get better and better at, like, drawing to this degree, which is also kind of funny, because I was going to say, I found out Hokuzono has actually only been drawing for 4 years.
What?
Yeah.
No, that cannot be true.
I'm not lying.
That is a fib that is made up.
Back during he said in an interview that 4 years ago during when he was in college, he had a lot more time on his hands and wanted to start getting a lot better at drawing. Did it, and he started putting one shots.
No, pause. Okay. He wants to get a lot better at drawing, or did he start drawing? There's a difference between those two statements.
Well, I mean, like, I think it was start. I'm pretty sure it was start. I'm 99% sure it was start.
If it's start, too far, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because like I was watching a Mother's Basement video about it, and he was showing off like an interview, and he was mentioning that like, yeah, he started drawing back in 2020, and then he what is it? And then like this isn't to say like, oh, maybe he did some drawing stuff beforehand, but like primarily he started really trying to
like he might be the most cracked artist of all times if he started 4 fucking years ago and is this good at making manga.
Yeah.
In illustrating sequential panels. Like I would be mad, bro. This makes me so mad. But like in a good way.
Yeah, potatoes.
And like, oh, I need to lock it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dan, bro, you're not ready, bro. When I'm popping out in like 3 years, you're just not ready. You're not ready. You're not ready, Dan. When I pop out in like 3 years.
Shit. I'm a bad artist, bro. I'm a bad artist.
Dan, okay, we're gonna
No.
You're good at drawing.
Dude, I've been I've been taking drawing seriously for about as long as Hokuzono started drawing, and I'm nowhere near I was drawing consistently for like.
You're good at drawing.
Like 10 years. No. But I'm shit compared to him, bro. And he's only been doing it for 4 years.
I think he's also like a much better writer too. I'm just saying a lot because his art's fucking crazy. You
don't know that. You don't know that. My story isn't out yet.
Okay, well, I was gonna. No. I was saying I meant Hokuzono, not you. I meant Hokuzono. I'm saying
you're right.
I'm saying I think Hokuzono.
You're saying he's a better writer than me, and you don't know that. No, I'm not
saying that. No. I was saying I think Hokuzono is a better writer. I'm saying I think Hokuzono is a better writer than an artist. I think he's also really great at drawing. I never said he was bad at drawing.
I think he's one of the best artists in Jump right now.
Yeah, no doubt. I also just think his writing is insane.
Writing is insane.
Yeah. I meant nothing like that against you. I read the beta for Chapter 0. I told you I'm really interested to see why King is blue. I told you this.
My life, you're not seeing that.
I know. What do you mean?
I need to lock myself in a chamber for 4 years and become cracked.
All right.
Bro.
Well, this is the last. Then
I'll release my story.
This was the first and last episode of the podcast, I guess. Tragic. No, but seriously. But yeah, so going on, Hokuzono is an insane person. The fact he's this good at drawing after only 4 years and is like this good of a writer as well is incredible. And I absolutely love the last 2 arcs, and kind of in the same way I felt at the beginning of the Rakusaichi arc. I was thinking, oh well, we'll just see if it gets better as time goes on, because I thought it was going to, like, this new arc. And already, I think this is the chapter that made me really feel like, oh shit, this is kind of gas. Because I knew it was going to, but I think every single arc of Kagurabachi took like a few chapters, then it just got insane to me, like then. And I like Samaru a lot, because I said this to Dan, I think that each of the wielders are gonna kind of like reflect Chihiro in a lot of ways, where like, I think the end point of Chihiro's character right now, or at least like the mid section of it, is gonna be him realizing that his father, like it really hitting him that his father was kind of a bad person. And like just like really like,
he's a hero.
I mean, he's a hero, but also kind of a bad person.
No, he's a hero. He made 7 nukes, bro.
Yeah,
that's what heroes do.
Yeah, yeah. Also, bro, I remember it was so funny when Chapter 40 came out. I remember seeing tweets being like, "What the fuck did he put in these swords to do that?" Like Daten Seki's crazy, bro. Like,
his heart and soul, bro.
He put his heart, soul, and a desire to just kill people into it. It was great.
Desire to save Japan.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the first short that I'm gonna make for this podcast is gonna be you reacting to him saying, "I telling you it's like 4 years that he started drawing." Because that was insane.
It's too far.
That's
too far, bro.
That was funny.
That's too far.
Yeah, it's insane.
I'm mad in a good way. I need to be better.
Yeah, but look, so for me, I think Takeru has killed it, especially. But I'm saying like with these two so far. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, yeah. So I think I really like Uraha. I think Uraha like they both kind of represent ways of like dealing, like coping with your past. I think, but like but ways that are healthy, but also kind of unhealthy at a certain point. Like for example, with what's his name, with Uraha, he's very focused on this one specific moment of just like pure happiness that his friend cared about him and gave him this blade to protect people, but doesn't really focus much on any of the actual like pains of doing what he did. And I think that a lot of Uraha's character is going to kind of fall back into the like really just like the clinging to the nostalgia of being given the sword by Kunoshige. I mean, hell, even right when he meets Chihiro, he's like, "Oh my god, I love you." In the same way, in the same way that Hakuri or Sojo did, which I just find really funny. I think that with Samaru, which, by the way, someone said, I think Alex said this on Twitter, that like Samaru's name's kind of funny because he's a samurai without the eye.
Wait, who's Alex?
Oh, he's a guy on Twitter. He was the guy who started all like the burger flipping jokes about Deku.
Still don't know who this guy is. Anyways,
yeah, he's just a mute.
You just went. Oh yeah, Alex. I'm
I was saying Alex on Twitter because he's like kind of a well-known person on it, to like in the MHA area at least. I don't know. I just didn't know him. But yeah, so but yeah, he was saying it's kind of funny because his name is Samaru, which is like samurai without the eye, which is funny because he's blind. And I like this chapter to get context as to why he's blind, and I like that a lot. I like his like whole point of like cutting away the worldly, what does it say, worldly passion, like passion for things.
Yeah.
And I think that like with him, it's like, at least from this chapter, I think it's him literally trying to just kind of like exist in like a Zen state where he just like doesn't really consider anything. I mean, like he does consider things, but he's just kind of existing in like a Zen state to sacrifice like a part of himself for the sake of like I think on like a religious level, to give up a part of himself for the problems he did commit, and beyond that, and I think it's kind of like a Buddhist thing. I'm not really into Buddhism. I don't really get all of it, but I think it's kind of.
I don't know about a lot about Taoism or Buddhism, so I can't really say for sure. Yeah. I just know there's like a vow to cause the least violence.
Yeah.
With them, so like they will kill if they need to kill, if they see it as in like a.
Yeah.
Oh, if it prevents more loss. You know.
Yeah.
I like the idea that it's so against his core personality to not be indulgent.
Yes, I like that a lot.
And worldly desires, that like it's second nature to him to just throw a cigarette in his mouth, not even thinking
as a diversion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, also, like, I think it's cool conceptually. I'm excited to see where it goes. That for him to even be okay with picking up a sword again, he needs to fucking indulge again and
Yes.
indulge in his vices. It's very cool.
And he doesn't really look happy on this page either.
I would say I like that he did it, and he fucking in one drag of breath he smokes the entire fucking cigarette.
That's so hard. And you look at that.
Oh my god!
Look at that. I love this fucking manga, dude. This shit's
So
insane.
cool. It's so Bente was geeking in the call when I got to this page. I was also geeking.
Yeah.
It's just fucking raw. He has to crucify the guy the page before with the fucking
in the head.
Oh. And you just see the fucking cigarette cut in a cross, and it's fucking cool, bro. It's fucking cool.
4 years, Dan. 4 years. I must say, the thing I've like most about him, beyond him just being really fucking raw, is I'm interested to see, because like I think now that I understand, like, okay, so Uraha's really clinging to like nostalgia of like the good parts about him being a war criminal. If Samaru is going to be like giving up a lot of his like worldly passions and his sense of seeing things to exist in a Buddhist state above these things, and really hating taking it in to a point where he's like, oh, I guess I'm going to hell too then after all this. I'm wondering if, because the last guy kind of looked like a blacksmith, I wonder if with him it's going to be that he, like, it's kind of a similar thing to like nostalgia, but instead he's also like still trying to like make blades, but in a similar way to Kunishige, because he wants to like capture that feeling. Maybe he made the blades with Kunishige and he wants to capture that like similar passion or love for things, but like for him it's just not the same anymore because he's making it for no reason, really, you know. Which if that's the case, he might actually be my favorite one out of the four of them, at least on a story level. Because it reminds me a lot of like, there's this, I don't know, a really random example. There's this NPC in Near Automata that's like a blacksmith that like just randomly talks about like just like, why am I even making these weapons at a certain point? And I don't know, I think about that sometimes of blacksmith characters, where I'm thinking like, yeah, I wonder if they ever consider like, yeah, I'm making these weapons, but like it does cause greater things, which is very much, I think, like an overarching point.
Oh,
hello, am I lagging? Hello?
You're lagging a bit.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah. It's just 1 sec. My thing's lagging. Give me a minute. Just let it load. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my stream's back. All right, cool. The stream didn't go off. It's just like being weird. Right. So I think that in that sense, he might actually be my favorite character, because I think the idea of a blacksmith character being like that in Kagurabachi sounds really, really interesting. And then also, I don't know about the girl, because people were saying like, oh, she seems like a pop idol, which maybe that's just, I don't know, just like distracting herself with music. I don't really know what that would be, but
like the girl doing the stuff to Hikari.
No. The other wielder who's a girl.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. I like her too. She seems cool. But yeah, I mean, like on a story level right now, I'm really liking the pace it's going in. I would not be surprised if the next arc is the Sete War flashback arc, which, bro, the moment we get the fucking context as to whatever the fuck, remember, what was it called? Oh my god, remember that panel from like chapter 5 with like all like the swords fighting? We just got like some random page of it with like everything like flying through airs. There's like chains coming out of the ground. There's like dead bodies all over the place. Yeah. Well, I hope we get context for that specific fight. But on a story level right now, really liking the direction it's going in. I mean, I didn't doubt it, because Hokuzono's a genius, honestly, when it comes to writing. I think he's excellent with what he does. And art-wise, this chapter's also crazy. He also never fails to surprise me with how raw he can make characters and also just make them really interesting. Like, I just said all this shit about Samaru, and then also he just cut a cross on a guy's face and smoked an entire cigarette in one pull. He's just that hard.
Yes, dude, it's insane. It's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, he's been so repressed in his want to smoke that he needed it.
I wish he went, God, I needed that, and then cut him in half. That would have been so cool. It also is just cool anyways, but what else was I gonna add? Right, maybe like I just think Hokuzono just knows how to make things cool in such a weird way. Like, I would never think of my main character telling his sword to pull it together. Like, that is
that's cool.
Insane. Or like, I don't know, like just like the storehouse in general, or just really anything that just happened in the story so far. I mean, fucking the butterfly thing with the Shinoishi and Kiora, like, that's insane to me. Also, probably, like, Kyora's death is probably still, I think, the best chapter in the entire series. That chapter is remarkable. But But honestly, yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's not the same. This is kind of something I want to talk about on here that I was alluding to earlier with you when we were talking before this, that like Kagurabachi is funny to me because like, unlike other manga, like let's say for example, JJK just got an insane chapter, I would be obsessed with it. With Kagurabachi, every single chapter is just amazing, or at the very least, like pretty good. To where it's like, it's kind of, not that I've become desensitized to it, but more so I'm like, okay, yeah, it was great. I mean, I have some stuff to say.
It's every chapter is an elevation for some reason.
Exactly.
Except for maybe immediately following Sojo.
Yeah.
And immediately following the end of the... I don't know how to pronounce the name. The Rakuzaki arc.
The Rakuzaichi, yeah.
This is Rakuzaichi.
I think it's because recently I was in VC with this in the dub server, and I'm saying like, oh, Rakuzachi, and then the person in there, it's just, like there's someone in there, and they're like, it's Rakuzachi. Like I used to say Kushinige instead of Kunishige for a while. I used to say like
these. Okay,
Sinoichi.
I'm glad that these characters have the weirdest fucking Japanese names I've ever seen in any manga.
Yeah,
like it's nice.
Yeah, I still think my favorite. I still think my favorite. Like, dude, the name Cloud Gouger is insane. God,
it's a raw fucking name. I wonder what it's gonna sound like.
It's too hard, dude. This manga is too fucking cool, dude. It's insane. Yeah, but like I mean,
Enton's so lame sitting next to that, bro.
Yeah, they gotta come up with some. Actually, I think they said the name of this sword at the end of the chapter. What's it called? Contracted Order of the Tobiminu. Okay, that's just boring. Whatever. Yeah. So I think. Oh my god! You know, I'm really excited to see Europe.
Oh yeah, shouts out Bente for just posting some not Gachi Akuda.
Fuck Gachi.
Fucking from Kagurabachi fan art of the blind guy, bro.
Oh shit! Do you want you send it to me so I can pull it up on stream?
I'll send it in the pod, or sure. in the chat.
In the pod, yeah. Just tell me what you do so I can pull it up. But yeah, I mean, like Kagurabachi, I love it. I genuinely, I'm gonna probably go more into why I love it in a different thing eventually. But Kagurabachi for me, I think, is just remarkable because it's also kind of in a similar way where I really like just like some games or shows and stuff where it's like you can enjoy it on like a base level and still get it. But if you really dig into what the fuck's going on like a story level, you're gonna have an excellent time, I think. And above all else, like again, if you just want to read something that's just really entertaining, just read it. You will have a blast reading it. I remember we have a I think Zed mentioned this to me where it's like, I mean like we have this friend Zed, this guy in our Discord, where he's a big fan of a lot of this stuff, but he's admitted that he's not like always the super like a lot like really critical with a lot of stuff. And he read this and he had a glorious time, and me and Dan, who like really go into this shit.
Shouts out Doinky, bro.
Shout out to Doinky, shout out to Honesty, shout out to Bente, shout out to everyone in the Valhalla HQ, shout out to Isaac, shout out to everybody in there. Shout out to everyone watching this too. This is very, very nice. We have like 55 views over this whole thing. And yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else to add. This chapter's great. Kagurabachi's great. I love Hokuzono. He's a better artist than Dan. I'm sorry. He is. I mean, he's been drawing for 4 years and he's cracked. Like it's insane. Like this is some Toriyama level growth when it comes to drawing. Like genuinely insane. But yeah, I think we'll just wrap up Kagurabachi, and with that, I think we're done talking about all the 3 manga. I guess next week, I think Kagurabachi's still going on next week. I think we're getting a Chainsaw Man chapter next week, and JJK is done, so that's great. I think next week we're gonna try to talk about Yu Yu. I think if Dan's willing to catch up.
I'm going to wait until the manga's over, probably.
Never mind.
Start reading.
Well, I guess maybe
unless it's like crazy far off. Like if by the end of the year, if it's not done, then I'll start.
How much Bleach do you remember?
A lot. Okay. I just rewatched it like 3 times this year.
Okay, so if I'm gonna just read some more Bleach and we talk about that as like the third thing, because I think having a 3 thing to go through is definitely really helpful. But
it'd be cool to have Isaac on a Bleach episode, but I don't know if you want to do that.
I think it'd be kind of funny if we did an episode about Reborn, if I read through that eventually and we had Honesty on.
Be cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be fun to do a Reborn read through with Honesty.
Yeah, I think we could do like we have like episodes where there's just not a lot going on. We just do like a retrospective on some different thing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Do you have any closing thoughts, Dan, before we sign off?
No, shout out to everybody who's in chat. I was pretty surprised on how active and engaging it was.
Yeah,
with people.
Genuinely thank
obviously
you everyone.
We're going to be better about it next week.
This also the layout will definitely be a lot better too. Me and Dan have some stuff or that mainly he's working
Yeah,
on.
this is more of a cobbled together, but I do kind of like it.
It's chill. I mean, people have been complimenting our house, so thanks for buying that for us, Dan. You got the bands
No
done
problem.
our way. Yeah, but like thanks to Potato, Cobes, Mr. Moon, Jean, Aiden, was it Pichos? I don't know how to say that. My other anyone who's watching from the dub server,
Joss.
Valhalla HQ from Twitter, Snake, whoever, you know. But yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you for watching, and there'll be more next week. So adios. Have a good day, everybody.
Hopefully, there's some cooler stuff to talk about.
God, I hope. I mean, this was a pretty hard week. What do you mean?
Yeah, well, yeah, but we don't have JJK to carry 40 minutes of the podcast.
Oh my
anymore,
God, yeah, you're right. Fuck, we might. This pod next week might be like literally like 5 minutes. Like, oh yeah, the Samaru cut a guy and.
Well, you know, we can talk about anime. We didn't touch on that. We can talk about art. We can have a Q&A podcast.
That's true.
Know.
We can just like.
I might post on my story, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
yeah.
like asking for questions for people to ask each week.
Yeah, I think I also get a lot more engagement in as well. But
for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I hope you had an excellent time. And this should be archived. I've set it up where it will be. So if you want to rewatch this for whatever reason,
if not, Flub will do that later.
Yeah, I will get it done. So yeah, everyone have a great, excellent day. Thank you for watching.